Hi, welcome to this special episode of the I Am Enough podcast. And I'm so honored to have the galactic goddess herself, Radhaa Nilia. Today's a very special episode, and it's the 1 year anniversary of her Kuan Yin book, Kuan Yin Goddess Activation Healing Workbook. Plus, Radha's got a lot of other special announcements coming. So sit back tight and let's hear it from Radha herself.
That's right. Thank you so much, Mike, for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. And yes, it's a 1 year anniversary since I had my book signing at Barnes and Noble, which was a huge milestone in my on my list of life things I wanted to do. That was a huge one. So and now it's available and it's on sale actually, you guys, for 11.
Yes. Congratulations. And wow, yeah, that's an awesome sale. Wow. Barnes and Noble. Wow, people it's hard to get into that type of book, book signing in. So congratulations on having that there. And
Thank you.
your book is definitely a masterpiece. I mean, I've used it and I've read it, and I'm so thankful that it's been there to help me as well. So I'm sure for all the listeners and the viewers here, go grab it on Amazon. Uh, it's this one thing I wanted to ask you about was like, what was your inspiration behind creating that book? And then you can lead us into your next inspiration, which is going to be the big announcement that you have, right?
Exactly. Well, Kuan Yin's always been a part of my life. I've always been connected to the goddess. Like I used to visit the goddess temples when I was little, and I grew up in a very eccentric house that included meditation and yoga. So it was a natural transition to turn back to her later in life. Of course, when you grow up in a household where there's meditation and yoga, you're gonna rebel and seek out new dualistic experiences, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the incredible thing about having a beautiful and solid foundation of love and um, spirituality is that spirituality is something you can always come back to. You can never really get lost in life. You can always get found again. And Kuan Yin is one of those goddesses whose love and compassion has really helped move me and my clients forward. So
That's so beautiful to hear. Now, with this book out, and you've got a second book coming, and you have this a big thing going about this publishing company that you just started,
yeah,
called Radhaa Publishing. Tell us more about that, and what was the inspiration, and where does this lead you, or lead
absolutely.
us, everybody?
I mean, life is very cyclical. So we go through cycles, and I think it was in 2012 you and I discussed that I wanted to do something like this. Like I have a publishing company, and you had been working on a book of chronicles, and we were starting something, and then we ended up both getting sick at different times. Like you got really really sick, deadly sick, like
Yes.
deathly. Like we were both on our deathbeds at some point down the road, and life sort of took us. It took me down a road where I had to purge so very much about my identity, about who I had been and where I was going. Really, it was like a massive reset button. That's how I saw it. Like, boop,
Mm-hmm.
your life is pretty much going to be done from here on out, and we're going to reset you. It was a cosmic reset, guys, and I'm grateful for it. There was a time where I was very sick and I was wondering if I was going to even make it through. But I knew in my heart of hearts that there was more, that I wasn't complete, and that I still had a mission to complete. And, so many people are waking up to their soul missions, like what they're really here to do. And I feel like if we continue going down like the same roads all the time, and we're not waking up, and I was sort of going
Mm-hmm.
down that same road, and I didn't want to change where I was going. I was living in Hollywood. I was I modeling or acting or producing, all of those sort of things, which are great.
Mm-hmm.
It was part of my soul journey as a lesson and as an experience, but it wasn't my sole purpose was so much more than that. So I had to get a boop, boop, little wake up call, had me tumbling down the hill and pretty much going into ashes where I rose from again. Of course,
like
Kuan Yin. Yeah, I mean, like a phoenix, right? So Kuan Yin was there to help me have compassion for so many things. And I think part of that was helping me reset my vision, and what I really see the future for Radhaa Publishings is helping people bring their voices forward, because I have helped so many people in my private practice to really recover their throat chakra. Many star seeds, light bearers, and people who have great messages to bring have been repressed. It's a pattern that I've seen over and over again. And their voices have been like, well, you're not important. You're just, you're just too kind and you're nice. And this world is demanding of like people who are just like, get out of my way. I'm right here. And a lot of times like light workers get left in the dust. And I don't believe that. I believe that now it's time for the light workers to rise. It's time for people to share their stories, their cosmic stories, to come out of their cosmic closet, so to speak, to really share who they are. We don't need to hide anymore. So many of my clients, and including myself, we've gone through persecution. And this has been brought through in past life regressions, in the Akashic records, and therefore there's been a restriction on the throat chakra. So people of great value that have so much wisdom and love to share often feel restricted, or they have to go to the wayside. And there's also this primal fear that if I share who I am or I share my story, something bad will happen to me. And that's just not true anymore. We're coming into a time where our collective voices are needed more now than ever. So, Radhaa Publishings is all about creating that sacred and safe space so that you can walk through those doors and share your story, have it, professionally edited, have a beautiful cover, have a whole team supporting you, and then put that beautiful work out into the world, knowing you're safe and supported and that your voice matters. So that's very important for me, is that people's voices get heard, because I believe we will heal the world when we heal ourselves, when we share our stories of healing, inspiration.
Yes.
And people are going through massive awakenings across the world, and they don't know what's wrong with them. They might feel like they're going crazy. They're going through an existential crisis of some kind. And they might pick up this book and say, oh my gosh, look at all these people who have gone through what I've gone through. This could save lives, That's
so true.
Where I feel we're going. And I'm here to help bring forward important voices for people who are ready to shine their light into the world.
That's incredible, Radhaa. I mean, I remember when you were sharing this vision with me about that, when we reconnected, or even before that, but when we reconnected, we were both in the process of writing our books, and we didn't realize that we had already been doing that, because we were both healing, and then we reconnected. And then now it's like we want all these, like you said, these star seeds, these souls, these light warriors, be able to share, speak out. For me, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to really be able to speak my truth. Since 5, 6 years, 7 years have passed, wherein I've totally changed and transformed because of all the wisdom that I've learned from you, the teachings and the lessons from you and from the God, and from the goddesses. So this is an evolutionary, big, giant step, Radhaa Publishing, because there's a lot of publishing companies out there. But I think the main difference is like your heart. And what you said to me was not just about giving voice, but giving credit. So tell us more about the giving credit part. Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's really important for authors to get proper credit. And what that means is that they can be found on Barnes & Noble, they can be found on Amazon, they can be found on all the publication websites. That's very important. I'm not here to take all the credit. I am here to share your voice, and you get the credit you deserve, because as an author, people are going to be looking for you, and you deserve to be known for your work in the world. I mean, yeah, there's just so many good reasons why you should be out there. And a lot of, publishing companies don't really push everyone's name forward in a collective series. I really made it a point, like, to my team, everyone's name has got to be listed so that on Google, people find you.
Mm-hmm.
This helps the book move forward. This helps the individual stories move forward. When people look for you, they're going to find your stories. I want people to read this book. I want people to find the stories. We even have a PR team. We have a publicist who puts out press releases. There's a lot of thought. This was a sort of a very silent and slow progression. It's been like percolating for a couple of years now. And, what it really took was getting all the pieces, which means a team together. The team is very, very important. So we've collected the best of the best. And yes, it's taken some time. And yes, it takes money. So we're going to put out our first book. And the first book, we're asking for a very nominal fee. And this is probably going to be the only time you're going to ever get such a, low price. But that's because I want to get people on board. My objective is to get people on board and to get this out in the world. That is my ultimate goal. I want this to be like the chicken soup of the soul, but for star seeds, right?
That's right.
It's a whole different ball game, but it's the same. And it's time for star seeds to shine their light in the world. I don't believe that just one person has all the knowledge, that one person has all the answers. I believe it's through our collective sharing that we will find the healing that we need, because it's not about like one guru or one person being on a pedestal. It's really about our collective voices and finding and weaving the similarities that we have. If we can realize, like, we've all been through many of the same things and we can come together, this creates healing in the world. So I have a background as a producer. I have a background in filmmaking and as a writer. So it's interesting because all the skill sets that I have are coming together here, and this is coming as a culmination of really putting forth words and voices and stories that need to be heard, need to be told, and it is your time to shine.
Yes, I love that. And I know there's a lot of closet book writers out there that have wanted to publish something, but one, I know they're intimidated, because I know when I published my first book, I had so many people approach me. It's like, Mike, how did you do that? Like, how did you do that? And how long did it take you? And I told them, well, it had been percolating within me for a few years, but in actually writing it, it took me a couple of months. And they're like, what? I can't do that. I'm like, no, don't say can't. So what I like about what you're saying here is that they, they can start off and learn to share their voice and into this like family atmosphere under Radhaa Publishing, this soul family, which makes it so, really beautiful. So what is the title of this first collaboration book that people can join in?
That's right. Well, my first podcast that I ever did was about starseeds. I can't remember what that was called, but this is called Awakening Starseeds, Stories Beyond the Stargates. So we're opening up the stargates. It's time for starseeds to come forward. It's interesting, the correlation that my first podcast was, are you a starseed? And this is called Awakening star seeds. So everything comes together, and it was my unconscious that was really pushing this forward. But now it really makes sense for me and for everyone involved.
Excellent. Wow. Everyone watching this, you guys gotta, find out more about Radhaa Publishing. Can you tell us more how they can get more information about that, or how they can? Because I understand there's going to be some kind of qualifications, I believe, right?
Yeah, well, there is an interview process because we want to make sure everyone's aligned. That's going to be part of this. We want this to be a high vibrational book, and we also want to be in support of people that are joining. We want to make sure that everyone's really on board with the message and everything coming through this book. But we open you with welcome arms. Please contact us. And you can actually go to goddesscodeacademy.com, sign up on the mailing list. We're going to be sending out some mailings for that. And we are doing behind the scenes, we're doing a change over there. So also people can go to Radhaa, RADHAA, publishing@gmail.com. I'm sure Mike will put it in the box below. Shoot us an email. We are here to assist you. And, it's time for your voice to come forward. Everyone has a story. Every single human being has a story to tell. And it's a very exciting time to be alive. It's a very exciting time to really be coming out in your personhood and sharing who you are, your breakdowns to breakthroughs. We have many themes that are all around the metaphysical. So I think there will be one for you. So be sure to connect. We are here to help. My team would love to talk to you personally. If you have any questions at all, we can even get on the phone with you. So this is passion, baby. And all great things in life are created through the heart chakra, passion, but also with a team, a solid team to push everything to fruition. So it's passion plus team plus support. All of that equates success. That's how you create success. People always ask me, like, how did you do this? How did you create a book? How did you get to Barnes and Noble? And it wasn't just me. It's my team. And it's, it's way more than me. It's my team, and I have to thank them all, including you, Mike. I'm so grateful for your divine presence, and you're such an incredible starseed. And you never know, like, life will really bring you, it spirals, and it brings you back to places. This dream that I had so long ago is coming to fruition, and I'm here to be a divine support system for all the voices that need to come forward now at this time. So it's going to be a collective book series. It's pretty epic. It's going to be historical. These books are going to go out into the entire world, not just one place. It's not just like publishing your own book. It's
like global, universal.
It's universal. It's global. You're going to get on the map. Your stories will be told, and we are here to make that happen. It's the most beautiful feeling in the world to have manifested this whole process through creating my own. And now, like, everything I do, I really want to help the collective. That's really what I'm here to do. And so divine timing is part of everything. Growing up, Louise Hayes has always been an inspiration for me. I've listened to all of her audios, and she's passed on. It's very sad, but she's been a divine inspiration for me. So to be able to create something and to have such a personalized team, which is so heartfelt. Like, everyone on the team really wants to be here. They're not just like, oh, it's another job. They're like, I want to be here. I'm showing up. This is what we're doing. We're here to support. It's phenomenal. It's more than I imagined. So you coming on board with great confidence, knowing you're in excellent hands, and our first book will be published in early spring of 2019. Yes.
Wow.
Just like that.
Exciting for that. So people got to line up for that, so, all of those you listening and watching here, send your email, email to radhapublishing@gmail.com. And speaking of books, you've got a second book coming out, so you got to tell everybody about that. And that's coming very soon. It's already out now, I think.
It's out. It's available. You can go online and you can purchase the book and be the first to get it, which will be January 11th, 2019. So I'm grateful again to my team for helping with that. Thank you for making it all happen. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because like my book's coming out and I haven't even thought about it so much because I'm like excited about getting the collective group together so that we can put out our collective book. So it's just interesting how passion moves you forward, and you don't even think about the big accomplishments and milestones. You do, but when you're really thinking about the oneness and collective consciousness, and that pushes you forward. And it's the greatest motivation in the world because you're not thinking about the small little things. You're like, let's keep going, let's keep going. And beautiful miracles happen when you think like that.
Wow, that's a lot of things that's happening in the next couple of months, 2-3 months. So everybody, send that email, leave a message for Radha, and let's the light shine, and let the light shine all over the world because there's too much negativity. Let's bring out the love and the positivity. Not that we're discarding the negative aspect of it, but we're just saying that, when you put out more positivity, then positivity is attracted.
It comes back to you. And just so you know, Radhaa Publishing is not about being super shiny and polished. Radhaa Publishing represents everyone. We want real gritty stories to be told, and of course we'll have our editors help you work through stuff, but especially my goal and objective is really to share real stories, but stories of going through darkness and coming through light as a theme, because everyone's been through darkness. I think we can all say we've been through the dark night of the soul. Many of us have, or many times. And it really helps those who are not familiar with it, who think it's the end all be all, because when you go through the other side, you realize like, wow, I have so much more power than I thought. I have so much more stamina than I thought. I can make it through anything. And I want people to know it's never about being perfect. It's about just the intention of keeping it going through, keep going on, never give up. Life is a gift. Yes, you get faced with so many challenges, and I want to hear about them. And I also want to hear your victories, because when you share your victories with others, it's a contribution to the collective. You are sharing what you have been through, and that inspires someone who is actually going through the crawling stage to keep going instead of taking their life, instead of falling off. They're like, wow, I'm going through so much. I don't know if I'm going to get through. But when they read stories that I want to share, they'll know that you can get through anything, and you can get through anything. There's nothing you can't get through. I promise you that. And if you read my book, The Galactic Goddess, you'll understand every single life lesson has a silver lining. I created that book because I wanted to show it's not about being perfect. It's never about being perfect. It's about being raw. It's about being real. And it's about getting through and understanding the cosmic lessons, because ultimately Earth is the ultimate university for all of us, right, Mike?
Oh yeah. I think I was first in line. I don't know what I was thinking. We were all first in line, not off dust.
Yeah, so
we're on this roller coaster.
It's like when we share our story, we're really contributing to other people understanding, and those that are coming before and after. And also there's another point I'd like to make, is that we're in a very historical time as far as the cosmic history. I'm talking about cosmic, all right? I'm talking about in the galactic universe, what's going on. We're going through a galactic shift, y'all. A huge galactic shift. It will never be the same. This happens 26,000 years. And in the Akashic records, which I read, everything is recorded in the Akashic records in these books, nonetheless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I read cosmic books. They are recorded past, present, future, and parallel lifetimes. And so to me, as an Akashic reader, I thought, how incredible would it be to document this particular time in history? It will never be the same, and we are never going to be ascending the same. This is a first for many, a first for all. And these stories are important, they're epic, and they will be documented also in the cosmic Akashic records. No joke. This is very cosmic. For some people who are very practical, this may be like, whoa, well, what are you talking about? But for others who understand that we're going through a massive timeline shift and change, you will understand that your stories hold great value, that those who come after you will understand the relevance of what you've been through. It's not all for nothing. It is for something. It is of value. It is also part of something that we are going to be looking at in the future as documentation, really, of what has happened in the past when we're going through the great Kali Yuga cycle.
Truly historic, 26,000 years. So all of us that are alive at this point in time, it's time for you to share your stories and share it to Radhaa Publishing. Wow, this has been such an incredible experience. I mean, this is truly historic time with you coming out with your Kuan Yin book, the Galactic Goddess book, and this Awakening Starseeds. Oh my gosh, 2019 is going to be an epic year, not just for us, but for everybody that's going to be a part of the team. So
yeah,
I thank you so much for being on this special episode. And on Radhaa, I cannot thank you enough. We're so honored by your presence and grateful. And we look forward to having you again and share more exciting news and more of your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Mike. I am infinitely grateful for you. I mean, I can't say enough about Mike. He's the greatest. If you ever have any health issues or anything like that, look him up. I'm sure he's going to put his link below. He's an incredible human being. He's also a game changer, a galactic warrior. You want to link up with him. So thank you, Mike, for having me on. It's such an honor to be here. And it's incredible to have this manifest, especially with somebody like you who I've talked to. You know, in 2012, we were having a discussion, and it's taken time to cultivate, but here we are. And we're manifesting reality in this moment. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. And you're all invited to come on board to Radhaa Publishing. So much love. Mwah.